All right, everybody, welcome back. Good morning. More positional big boards. You guys know the drill. You guys know how it is. You guys know what it's about. Now we're doing linebackers. We did the defensive line, the whole thing yesterday. So now we are going to the linebackers. These are off-ball linebackers, inside linebackers, however you want to put it. Some people call them stack linebackers. So, what do we have here in this group? It's not exactly top heavy. But once you get into it a little bit, you can find guys. It's you're gonna have to attack it aggressively if you want to get the guy you want, but there are guys here that you can get. Once again, I want to remind everybody that my full big board 1 through 287 is available on my Patreon and available to Ring of Honor level channel members on my community tab. So you can click the links in the description to get to all that. But we are presenting it position by position for video purposes. All right. So my number one guy is Edgerrin Cooper. To me, he is the one guy in this class who makes sense as like a first round pick. He offers great all around skills. He's got tremendous pass rush abilities. He's got great run defense abilities. He's agile. He's quick. He's got decent size for a modern linebacker. He can do it all. He's the one linebacker in this class who really jumps out to me as somebody that can do it all. And I think he's pretty clearly the best linebacker in this class. I will say, I don't know if he's the linebacker we should covet the most personally as a team, but he is the linebacker who I think is I think he is the overall best. He just brings the most. Number 2, I have Junior Colson, who I actually think might be the most covetable Seahawk because of his previous work with Mike Macdonald at Michigan, and because he might bring a skill set that Mike Macdonald values more because he actually has a really nice stack and shed game that even Edgerrin Cooper doesn't have. And I think that might be something that Mike Macdonald wants. So I would put Junior Colson behind Cooper on a big board. I might want Colson more because I think he fits what we're doing more. Hard to really judge this kind of stuff, but that would be my assessment at this point. So Junior Colson, clearly number 2. Number 3, and this is kind of the last of the big 3 in this draft, in my estimation, Peyton Wilson, NC State, all the talent in the world, tested off the planet. Incredible testing, great production, won awards last year. But he's got the short arms and he's got the injury history. So where does he really belong? How is he going to be able to get this done in the NFL? That's the part we don't know. That's the part that's a little bit hard to figure out, but I do think he's number 3. And I know a lot of people have him at number 1 because of the out-of-this-world testing, and I kind of get it, but at the same time, I think Cooper's production was clearly better, and I think he's far more safe because he doesn't have the injury history of Peyton. Okay, so that's kind of your big 3. These are 3 guys who I would expect to go sometime in round 2. Once you get down to round 3, it's a little less interesting, but I still like Jeremiah Trotter Jr. of Clemson. Started out a little bit slow this year, but eventually he got it going. Ended up having a nice year, made plays in coverage, doing good stuff as a blitzer. Very smart, cerebral, heady player. So he's my number 4. And then number 5, not far behind, would be Cedric Gray. Very productive for the Tar Heels. Kind of all over the place. Tested adequately, at least enough to put off the people who were really afraid that he was going to be unplayable in the NFL because he can't run. But he ran okay. It was adequate. It was not good or anything, but it was okay. And I think the rest of his impressive talents are going to be able to surface because his speed is fast enough. So Cedric Gray's my number 5. Then there's kind of another cutoff here. Now you're getting more into like the day 3 projects or day 3 low ceiling guys. Trevin Wallace, he's definitely more of the lottery ticket mold to me. He has a chance to be really good, but it's a small chance. Again, you're buying a lottery ticket and you're hoping it pays off, but if it pays off, you're good. You are really good. So Trevin Wallace would be my favorite of that crop. Ulo Foshio, with the way he tested at the combine and combined with the other post-draft stuff, or excuse me, post-season stuff he's done, has bumped himself up to number 7 for me. I did not think he was going to elevate himself like this, but we now have to conclude there is some upper level potential here for him to be a really good all-around linebacker in this league. Jalen Ford of Texas would be number 8 for me. Really like his coverage skills. Really like how he brings a lot of unique things to the table despite being on the little bit more on the leaner side. But he excites me with some of the things he brings to the table. He might be, I don't know if he's the best cover linebacker in this league, in this draft, but I think he's up there. Maris Liufau would be a great nickel linebacker in this league, I think, from Notre Dame. I think that would be his niche, and it's not a huge niche, but it's enough. And when you're this good at nickel linebacker duties, I think you are worth a pick in the earlier parts of day 3. So that's about where I put him. Curtis Jacobs, number 10, I think. Another talented guy who just wasn't super productive at Penn State, but his defense that he led at Penn State was really, really good. So Curtis Jacobs, can't fall in love, but I like it. Number 11 would be Tommy Eichenberg of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Kind of definitely somebody who lost me as the year went on. Just kind of dull, kind of boring, doesn't move that well. I don't think he has enough of the skill set to excel in McDonald's defense, but um, probably worth something on special teams. Tyrese Knight of UTEP, I think this was a top 30 visit guy for us. He's got a little bit of upside, I think. I think there is a little bit of like lottery ticket type stuff here, but I'm not enamored with what I see with him. And he played at a smaller school, and you add it all up, and it's like, probably a special teamer, but special teamers matter too. 13th would be Nathaniel Watson of Mississippi State. I think this was another top 30 guy for us as well, actually. So he there wasn't a ton that I saw to him that had a lot of upside, so I think he's just like a lifetime backup. I don't see a lot of excitement here with Nathaniel Watson, but he belongs in this league. I do think he belongs as a draftable prospect. Tyron Hopper of Missouri. I wanted to like him, but there's just a lot of problems here with Tyron Hopper. Couldn't really get into it. I ended up putting him down here at 14. Not really feeling it. Just can't circle the wagons here. Number 15, Jordan McGee of Temple, another kind of sleeper guy. I think we met with him at the Combine. If not, I know the Seahawks have met with him at some point, but Jordan McGee, definitely a small school sleeper type who will probably end up just being a special teamer in this league. We got Steel Chambers of Ohio State. Couldn't get into him either. I know some people are starting to get really amped up on him, but not really feeling it. JD Bertrand, definitely the inferior of the Notre Dame linebackers. To me, he was just kind of like bleh. I think he's a special teamer in this league and barely worth a draft pick. John Trey Hunter, Georgia State. Now we're definitely getting down into the like barely worth drafting, if worth drafting at all territory. Omar Spates of Louisiana State has some talent, but never really showed the ability to play well while he was at LSU. 20 would be Michael Barrett of Michigan. Didn't really get the enthusiasm here. Couldn't figure this one out very well. Just see a guy who probably should be a UDFA special teamer. And then finally, we have Jackson Sermon of California, who was a late guy for me to evaluate, and there was some stuff that was okay, but not enough all-around talent to really stand out. So UDFA. And that's linebackers. It's a good crop in the middle, relatively speaking, I think. There's a lot of semi-exciting stuff, but there isn't a lot to get really excited about. There's no guys who I think are likely to go in the first. There are 3 guys who I think will go in the second, and then 2 guys who I think will go in the third, and that might be it. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any strong disagreements, or if you think I missed the boat, or if you think I missed someone completely, like he's not here. More stuff coming later. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Go Hawks. We're going to finish up the defense here, and then we'll just be basically ready to go for the draft, more or less. See you guys soon.